Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic Dark Side Jedi Consular on difficult level. Let's progress through this Paragus facility. I'm actually going to turn the minimap back on because you know what? Originally I was thinking, I don't need the minimap, but you know what? It looks weird without it. It just looks weird without it, honestly. So let's open up, let's go in here first to the med lab. Got a medical bay container. Some med packs, probably is going to be useful. I need to be smart about this game this time around because, well, it's on difficult. Let's first do the, this stuff, right? So the medical bay camera, focused on the KOTOR tank, morgue camera. Can unlock the door to the morgue from here, easily done. That costs 0 spikes and I recommend you do it, obviously, for a lot of reasons. And we can use the lab bench. Let's do patient life signs, everybody's dead apart from us. Treatment. A lethal dose of sedatives. Odd. Now, if you don't do what I did in the prologue, then you will not have any spikes, but since we did do it, remote from another console within the facility 34103. So if we access that console, we can recognise which one it was used to administer it. It's not altogether useful, but we gained experience from that, which is awesome. So, logs. I'll be shutting up now.
Still examining the survivors of the damaged freighter. Looks like it goes by the name of the Ebon Hawk. Only one survivor, placed in the KOTOR tank for recovery. The carbon scoring on the vessel suggests it was in a battle, but no indication of who fired on it. Couldn't get much from the Nava computer. I'm surprised the ship was able to make it inside the Paragus asteroid field without the asteroid drift charts. Aside from the lone survivor, we recovered an old woman. No life signs. There was also a protocol droid and a utility droid on board. Sent both down to maintenance while security sorts through the other items on the ship. It looks like the utility droid, a T3 unit, was able to get the ship working enough to get to the colony. We're prepared to... Could be a Jedi, but we won't know for sure until we get the transmission back from the Republic. If the survivor is a Jedi, that would account for the recovery rate. But I'm more concerned that a Jedi here may cause trouble. Some of the miners, especially KOTOR, are already another accident today. A detonation in the ventilation tunnels. If the lockdown measures hadn't activated, the whole facility would have been destroyed. Got most of the injured to the KOTOR tanks in time, but the rest had to go to the morgue. One of the wounded said a droid caused the accident, but we couldn't get any specifics. Miners about the Jedi. A number of the droids have been acting oddly, and not even memory wipes seem to be fixing the problem. There was a detonation in another one of the fuel vents the droids were working in. We deactivated several of them and moved them down to maintenance, but we're still treating the plasma burns. That cuts us down to almost half shifts, and with the droids malfunctioning, we may not make the Telos shipment for this month. Fortunately, the detonation didn't cause a lockdown.
Warning, there has been a fuel detonation in the mining tunnels. Emergency lockdown commencing. All personnel report to quarters and prepare for emergency venting countermeasures.
No! If the ventilation systems are malfunctioning, evacuate the medical bay! Everyone evacuate!
Well, that doesn't sound good. Let's check out this room here where we can get some containers which have chemicals in them, I believe, med packs. And chemicals. Now, chemicals are used to create things such as like med packs, stimulants, mines, and grenades. You need treat injury, like a high treat injury, to actually like create stuff. Like, for instance, this reflex package requires a treat injury of 8 and a minimum constitution of 12 to use, but we don't have any of that. We could get ourselves a retinal combat implant right now, but we need a minimum constitution of 14 to use it, so it would be a waste of chemicals, really. Do I want anything here? I don't really want anything. I'm gonna save my chemicals for now, but we will have to I haven't really made use of this kind of stuff in the previous run-throughs, but I'm gonna have to do it this time round. So if we come in here, we get, well, this corpse. She's dead. And over here, plasma torch time.
Find what you're looking for amongst the dead? Yes, I had hoped as much. I slept here too long and could not awaken. It may be I reached out unconsciously, and your mind must have been a willing one. Or perhaps you have been trained for such things. I am Kreia, and I am your rescuer, as you are mine. Tell me, do you recall what happened? I confess I know little more than you do. I do not know where here is. I do recall rescuing you. The Republic ship you were on was attacked, and you were the only survivor. A result of your Jedi training, no doubt. Your stance, your walk tells me you are a Jedi. Your walk is heavy. You carry something that weighs you down. So it would seem. Keep your past and let us focus on the now. I do not know. I was removed from the events of the world as I slept. A survey of the surroundings may provide the answers we seek. The ship we arrived in must still be in this place. We should recover it and leave. We were attacked once, and I fear our attackers will not give up the hunt so easily. Without transport, weapons, and information, they will find us easy prey indeed. Even as I slept, I felt much unrest here. I saw strange visions, minds colored with fear. Now, everything here feels terribly silent. I would find out as much as you can about this place quickly. I fear we will need to depart as suddenly as we arrived. You may wish to extend your search to some clothes, if only for proper first impressions. I do not know. Why did they spare you? Indeed, a Jedi trance could protect one from such poisons. In fact, the sedatives may have been intended to keep you unconscious for some time. It would prove lethal to those untrained in such techniques, however. Most curious. And so do you. Perhaps we could discuss it at length later on. Now we have other concerns, among them finding our new enemy. I leave you to the explorations of this place. Here I will remain and attempt to center myself. Yes? What have you found? I do not know. Very well. Yes?
Alright, I was hoping there was going to be more stuff there, but there's not. Right, so let's equip my plasma torch, which is essentially just to get through doors like this. $100 experience points for doing that, seriously? Right, so, got a vibroblade, an emergency blast door. Nothing there, obviously. Broken droid with some pretty good armor by the looks of things. Now, do I want to use a vibroblade? That is the question. 110 plus 4. 14 plus 4. So my chance to hit is the same with either my pistol or my vibroblade, but I do more damage with the vibroblade, so... What do I... I have all three of them. Good. I have Flurry, Power Attack, and Critical Strike. Decent. Now are these going to drop? One of them is going to drop Remains. Brilliant. Because I need everything I can get in this game. Now, Mining Laser. Is that better? 1-4 energy, 1-7. How is that better than... I guess this is upgradable and stuff, but technically the mining laser is better than the field survival pistol, which is weird. It is weird to me, but oh well. Such is life. Oh man. Accidentally unequipped my sword. Now I have to do this. Let's do a rapid shot. Right, okay. Let's clear the room. We are obviously going to be very dark side because the last time I played this, I played it light side. So obviously to change things up, I need to, you know, do dark side. Kind of like I did for my KOTOR 2 replay. Broken droid with more modular plating.
This is the exit, but it is sealed. Strange. In my visions, it was open.
Well, that was odd. Let's go back and see if Kreia has anything to say about that, shall we? Because, I don't know, hearing her voice as I explored this place doesn't sound normal to me. I can't remember if I actually get anything for doing this, though. Good thing to know, though. See that KOTOR tank at the end there? We could actually heal ourselves anything we wanted from it.
Yes? Ah, yes, I noticed that as well. It may be that our proximity during our long slumber may have had unforeseen consequences. We seem to be able to speak without speaking. Perhaps this effect will pass with time. Then hope that we have little to say to each other, lest it prove distracting. I have little choice, and neither do you. It is an advantage to us both, and I suggest we make use of it.
Well, no experience or anything from that, which is a shame. How many experience do I need to go before I level up? 140. I was hoping I would get a little bit more, but oh well. I think the game is pretty much designed so that your first level up is... Wow, we're already at 12 minutes, nearly 13. We've done nothing. It's designed so that your first level up is at those droids. Well, this room looks weird. Now, I could bash open this security locker, but we're not going to do that because I don't want to risk destroying anything inside, so I'm going to save it until we've got a certain person to help us with that. Let's have a look. There's us. That's a lot of droids! Right over the next room. There's the communications, the emergency hatch, and the holding cells, where someone is that. Let's check the records.
Is this thing on? Alright, all hands, especially you, KOTOR, listen up, because I'm not gonna say this again. The next one of you Juma heads to try and smuggle a blaster, or so help me, any sort of military-grade frag weapons into my facility is gonna take a long walk out the airlock. Why? Because in case you forgot, Paragian fuel explodes at high temperatures. That's what blasted that chunk out of Paragus 2 and created this asteroid field. So if I catch any of you with anything other than sonic charges or mining lasers, I'll burn you and your contract. Security out. And according to one of the miners, it was because one of the sonic charges went off prematurely. And like before, it was one set by a mining droid. The three idiots were grouped so close to the charge it might as well have been a grenade going off. The blast turned their bones to dust. The blast wrecked the internal components of the droid that set the charge, though, so we can't even dissect it to see what happened. I don't like what's going on here. Ever since that Jedi showed up, things are getting worse. It's not just KOTOR and his miners, or the fights, but now the droids are acting crazy. If we don't find what's causing this, or who, this facility is going to be space dust by the time the next Telos freighter arrives. So, you're in maintenance. Then maybe you can tell me what's going on with these droids.
Sir, I don't know. It's like their behavior cores are undergoing binary decay, but I can't find the source. This shouldn't be happening.
Well, that's reassuring. It isn't happening. So the next time we nearly have a breach in the ventilation tunnels, I could just close my eyes and pretend it's my imagination. You better give me some answers. I want to know the damage these droids can do if they start mining us instead of asteroid rock.
Sir, these droids aren't combat models. Their mining lasers are weaker and less accurate than blasters. I doubt those droids could even hit one of us.
Are you blind? What about the miners in Medbay? It's sabotage, and it started right after the commander said we weren't going to sell the Jedi to the exchange. So I want you to find out how these droids are being sabotaged. That'll tell me who's trying to clear a path to get that Jedi off the facility, and stop him. In the meantime, make sure the security's armed with all the ion and sonic charges you can find. If those droids start coming after me, I'm gonna need more than low-grade mining lasers to take them down. Clear?
Yes, sir. Maintenance control out.
Idiot. I installed an override switch to shut down any droids on this level, just in case someone locks me out of the administration console. As added insurance, I tied the override switch into the circuit to the holding cell door. It'll make sure it can only be opened if all droids in the level are shut down. I doubt KOTOR or any of his men have the skill to pull off something like this, but I'm not taking any chances while we're sitting in the middle of this asteroid minefield. Whoever's responsible won't be able to have the droids rescue him after I lock him up. Nothing will cut through that door. He'll be trapped. I secured the stealth field generator inside one of the footlockers in the security storage room. If I have the specs right, the interface field should be effective against the droid's sensors. All I need to do is equip the belt, and some skill with stealth in order to use it. As long as I don't get too close to the droids, they shouldn't detect me. If any more droids start malfunctioning, the belt should buy me enough time to get to the override switch I set up in the communications blister console. I'd rather shut them down than destroy them. I want to find out how these droids are being sabotaged, maybe even turn them against whoever's sabotaging them.
Well, that was a lot. Let's move on.
Be careful. There is much energy in the room beyond, yet it stems from nothing that lives. Can you not sense them? Reach out. Cast aside your sight. Cast aside what you see, and instead reach out with your perceptions. Ah, you can feel them. The droids you cannot perceive, but the small oscillations of energy, that you can feel, echoing outwards.
So basically you should save your game now. I have actually changed my mind. I do want to bash this open. I probably should. Because I want the... Hopefully it doesn't break anything. It did break something. Something got broken, but that was unavoidable because you know what? We're a consular, and I'm not confident I can take these guys down. Without this...
Ah, hear it. It is faint, but it is there. It is the Force, you feel. It has not been so long as for you to forget. Do not turn away from it. Listen. Feel it echoing within you. Come. I shall guide you down the familiar paths. You will need it if we are to survive and escape this place.
So maybe basically that meant that we just leveled up. Force sensitive and unarmed specialist. Right. Can't believe stealth is a cross-class skill. I'm gonna chuck a point into persuade and awareness. And powers, now what do we want? We've got whole new powers now. Obviously we're gonna be dark side, so force barrier. It's quite decent. Shock, that would be quite good. Drain force, force scream, 8 points of sonic damage. Could be good. What's mind trick? Now, mind trick, not so useful. Force confusion, very useful by the sounds of it. But what I'm going to do is we are going to get shock. Very needed for this stage in the game. Right, we're not going to do anything with these footlockers, which means I'm going to have to properly take out these droids. Or at least some of the droids. Really? I've only got enough force points for one? Shock? That's one. How many others do I need to take down? You, probably? Right, with that, let's come over here to the communications console. Look for the control override and activate it. 300 experience points for doing that. Now, what we could have done is we could have just walked about and killed every single droid on the level, but as a consular, I'm kind of not into fighting lots without a party to back me up. What we can do is we can look at the damaged mining droid, and we can examine the core, but we've not got enough computer use, so let's just scavenge it and disable it. If you have a good computer use, you can do more things with it, but maybe I'll leave one alive or so for Atten later on. Right, so there's another damaged mining droid. And we still can't do anything, so I'll leave it alone. Actually, no, there's no point. So just disable it. There's no point. Because by the time we get Atten, or end with a good computer skill, it's already too late to really make use of the droids. I really should have just killed them, shouldn't I have? But I guess that's where we get components, which is going to be very useful. I mean very useful, especially since this is on difficult. Lots of components, I need them all. So I just want to make sure that I get every single droid on the level for all of its components before I go into the other door. This is the emergency blast door. We can't quite use this. Turned it. There's another one down here. We'll get this one. That's quite a lot of components we just got. I don't mind it. Oh, and there's another one as well right here. Right, so, is there anything else we can do? What does up here lead again? This leads to the... I'm pretty sure this leads to where the Harbinger will eventually... Oh my god, I'm spoiling everything, aren't I? Spoiling this game so badly for you guys, but we can't actually use that. Can we use it right now? I don't think we can. Nah, we can't. Right, now let's go have a look at that console, now that we've gotten rid of all the droids and scavenged them all. Let's see if there's anything we can do with the console itself. Not really. We're too bad at computer use to really do anything with it. But anyway, that's for another day. There is someone behind this door.
Beyond this door, someone yet lives. Be mindful. His thoughts are difficult to read. But you have nothing to fear from this one, and he might yet prove useful.
But we're going to meet this person next time. So, thanks for being here. Hope you've enjoyed. See you next time.